These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
It's a Write That Down Wednesday.
Write this down.
Yep.
Write that down.
The only show in America.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Yeah. That keeps track of our predictions with statistics. We don't just say things and put things out there and then hope that you don't notice. No, we track how wrong we are. The season starts Super Bowl, ends Super Bowl, and anything in between is fair game.
We say things too at times.
Yeah, but we try to, like, when you make a bold proclamation of some kind, we generally try to go on the record. Yeah.
Like ripping a quarterback for botching a first pitch the day before someone else is about to throw a first pitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is, the fact that you did that is really ballsy.
And then you doubled down, like, later on, too. It was. Now, if you throw a perfect strike, you're going to have that over J.J. McCarthy the rest of your life. And it's going to be a great feeling.
Okay, here's my new idea. Dex first pitch on the mound, which now sounds like it's going to definitely happen. Okay, the Saints catcher catches it, and we put Edward Julian in the batter's box, and you throw him an off-speed pitch and see what happens.
Does he freeze and get called out?
And the umpire's like, strike!
Does he chase?
I'll just drop in a 12-6 curveball for the first time in 16 years and see what the hell
That's
happens.
what you got to work on. That's what you got to work on.
A Barry Zito, just clown him. Tomorrow night at CHS Field, the Dexter here is going to throw out the first pitch. We're going to be hanging out with some listeners. So yes, if you want to see Declan throw out the first pitch of the Saints game tomorrow night, check it out. So okay, before we get started here with how Write That Down works and the accountability session, let's tell the audience, Judd, about our friends at Finch Home Solutions and the great, wonderful work Cody Finch and his crew does.
That is exactly right. In fact, you know what? Write this down. Finch Home Solutions is going to take care of any electrical problems that you might have. Or you know what? Forget problems. Let's say that it's summertime now and you are remodeling a kitchen, a bathroom, something like that. Ton of electrical work to do there. Finch can take care of that. So they can take care of the big projects. They can also take care of the small ones. It's something as simple as an outlet or a light. I had this done about a year ago. A light fixture didn't work. Cody and his team came to my house and made sure that it worked, made sure that I was satisfied. And also, if you are a PD viewer or listener, spend over $500, and guess what? You're going to get $100 off from Finch. Finch is there for you. They love two things. They love the Vikings, and they love making sure that your home is safe and sound. 612-357-2604, FinchHomeSolutions.com. FinchHomeSolutions.com, and one of those beautiful vans is going to come rolling up right in front of your house.
Yes,
Write
indeed.
it down. You like writing things down?
Here's how this works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. Those are the rules and the parameters. We keep track of batting averages and home runs on the OG edition here. This version of Write That Down goes back to the old radio show, Mackey and Judd on 1500 ESPN. Goes back to like 2015. And listeners, if you want to participate, like Lucas is about to, as a guest listener predictor, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app. Okay, we'll start with Judd's accountability. You said Colin Morikawa would win the United States Open. I'm going to try and buzz that here, but I don't know why my my mouse has gone away.
I didn't want to do that.
It's a touch screen. It's great.
Didn't want to do that.
You said the Falcons would lose a first or second round pick in their tampering case.
I think they might lose the second round pick. I was way off there.
A 5th round pick and like some couch cushion coins.
Yep.
I'd do it again.
I would too.
Yeah, I'd do it again. At that rate.
But you did say the Twins would win both games in their City Connect jerseys.
Hey.
Yeah. Those jerseys are terrible. That's not the Twins.
I love them still. I love when baseball tries things. Okay, I said a first-time major winner would win the U.S. Open. Old Bryson. Dude, the Bryson DeChambeau victory tour the last 48 hours has been hilarious. Just showing up on, was it Fallon. Last night, 2 nights ago?
He was in New York.
Drinking wine out of the trophy, getting drunk, going on social media, and then hitting neon golf balls in the dark, buzzed next to the trophy. It's good, too.
Man, has he changed? Like, the perception of that guy in, what, a 12-month period or whatever it's been has absolutely been altered.
What's funny is I feel like he's doing the same thing with his personality that he did with his golf game, which is he got super detailed and scientific about how to improve his golf game. And I wonder if he like studied social dynamics or hired a PR team and got really meticulous about what can I do to be more likable, more marketable, make more money. Well, here's 10 things. You can take your condescending robot personality and smile more. Give a thumbs up to a camera. Sign autographs in front of a camera.
Kids.
Have fun on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram.
It's not the exact same changes, but it feels to me like a little bit of what Mickelson did, because he was pretty reviled for a while, right?
And now he's reviled again.
Well, he is again, but there was a period there where he became extremely popular.
Yeah.
Phil, we love you, Phil. But yes, now it's back.
Yeah, Phil, go on, take your phone out and show people your strong calf muscles and then crack jokes about hitting bombs on the ride up to the clubhouse. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Do and your then you dad act, basically.
Yes. And then I said Royce Lewis would have a grand slam or a 3-run homer sometime in the last week. Well, he's hit solo homers and 2-run homers. He has not hit a 3-run or a bases loaded homer.
Yesterday was the first time in his major league career he went 0 for 5 at the plate.
That's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Because it's fairly standard for guys who hit at the top of an order to go 0 for 5 a few times.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Took him 83 times. It was his 83rd game.
I'm thinking a stint in St. Paul might help him out a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What do you guys
get
think?
right? Accountability.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We got accountability.
Listeners had nothing come off the board, so we'll highlight something still on the board. Riley said the Twins will trade for Mike Trout sometime this year, or he put next year on the time frame here too. Dude, the Angels, once again, they're just buried in the standings. They're like 15 games below 500 in the worst division in baseball, by the way.
And Trout's hurt.
Like always.
Yeah. Get out of there.
How hurt is he right now? What's his situation? Like, is he coming back?
Hold on. I think he is, but I'm not sure when.
Okay.
But just dude, get out of there.
Yeah, it's weird. He's signed through 2030, but he's been 33 years old this summer, so he's not. Yeah. He's still in his prime for the most part. I think his best years are probably behind him, but that'd be a fun trade. I don't think the Twins would. First of all, you'd have to trade just for the name alone. You'd have to trade like 3 of your top prospects. Brooks Lee would be gone, but it'd be fun watching him roam around. Him and Buxton roaming around. Someone pick a corner.
It would just be nice to see him actually get into a playoff and see what happened.
Agreed.
With his talent.
But. And then Declan said Pablo Lopez would strike out at least 10 batters in his next start.
Yeah.
But you said the Twins would recall either Matt Wallner or Austin Martin between whenever you made this last week and the end of the month. And they instantly called up Austin Martin, got on base 3 times last night again.
He's solid,
at some
man.
point, maybe he moves up from that 9 spot, little table setter. So with that, I'm batting 400 on the season. Declan 380, listeners 370, Judd 293. Listeners and myself have 7 home runs apiece. Judd has 4. Declan has 3. The all-time stats, Declan leads with a 372 batting average. Judd leads with 325 career hits. And listeners lead with 62 career home runs. Let's get Lucas in here. He's our guest listener predictor, rocking the Adrian Peterson purple jersey. What's going on, Lucas?
How's it going? How you guys doing?
Good. Are you just a Vikings fan or a Minnesota sports fan? What's your fandom story?
Yeah, so I mentioned this on the event line when I joined a few weeks ago with my brother, the offseason event line with Declan. So my family is originally from Brazil, so we moved here when I was a baby. I grew up my entire life in the Midwest. I lived in Minnesota from ages like 3 to like 15, so like early, like childhood up until high school time. Then I moved to Indiana and then went to high school and college there. But so I was for my dad, a soccer fan growing up, which I know is not one of the favorite sports of you guys, but I started going to some Timberwolves games because they were kind of bad at the time. Kevin Love, Nicolai, like Pekovic and things.
Yeah.
My God. I would go to a lot of Timberwolves, not a lot, a few games a year probably. Started liking them, but never followed them too much at home. Just I would only like watch games when I was in person. Vikings I started picking up more later in middle school, and then the Teddy Bridgewater run in 2015 with the missed earlier watch field goal when I really started liking it. Then I moved to Indiana, so I wasn't really watching. I didn't have like access to games on TV, but I started, finding ways to stream in things, and from there, so I started really liking the Vikings as well. So now I'll say I'm a really big Vikings fan, and Timberwolves are second, but those are my top two teams from Minnesota.
Awesome, man. So, well, you can make predictions about whatever you want here today. My guess is you probably have some Viking stuff. So we'll start with Lucas, over to Judd, Declan, and then back to me. 3 trips around the room, boys.
Down. You like writing things down.
Lucas, fire away, man.
Yep. So my first prediction is for my brother. Actually, he couldn't be in the show, so I had him send me a prediction. His prediction is write this down. The Timberwolves will win at least one championship over the next 3 seasons.
Oh man, let's go.
That'd be good.
Judd, I mean, if that happens,
take it.
Find a bigger Timberwolves flag.
Where's our Wolves flag? Yeah, where's our?
I'm the Wolves flag guy. You know what? It's
I got one.
It's in the closet over
Wolves
here.
Back.
Yeah.
Wolves back again. There you go.
We need to get like official Wolves flags for flagrant howls and
Yes, exactly right.
upcoming championships. Okay, Judd.
Write this down.
All right, since as you talked about, we're going to be at the Saints game on Thursday night. I got one that will at least make me more interested in that game, and it's this: Matt Wallner will homer for the Saints on Thursday, or in the makeup game if it gets rained out. So just to cover myself, since I'm saying Thursday, there's a chance it's going to get, or we're going to get wet. They won't play the game, or it gets delayed or something. So for the Thursday game, or however it plays out for what counts, Matt Wallner will hit a home run.
Okay. Yeah. So what's stopping them from calling him up at this point? Just they like Austin Martin better. I mean, there's got to be some at bats you can find for Matt Wallner at some point, right? I mean, the lineup is pretty hot up and down. I mean, Carlos Santana has been hot.
It's been awesome. I mean, Carlos Santana didn't even start yesterday, and he comes up and hits a awesome walk-off hit to win it. So it could be trade bait, dude. He could be trade bait.
Yeah, you're right.
At this point.
If you could get a team on the phone when he's just like at his peak, hitting bombs at AAA, it's very enticing. And he has done it in the major league, so there is a track record. Small sample size. Okay, Dex.
I'll make a Twins prediction here too. Write this down. Griffin Jax will be an all-star for the Twins this year. He will make the all-star game. Setup men very rarely make all-star games. It's very difficult to do that.
Yes.
I think Griffin Jax will be one of those choices by a manager, like some last-minute addition. Griffin Jax will make the all-star game. Write it down.
So Correa is going for sure now.
I would think
don't
so
know.
At this point.
You'd think so, but I mean, he's not get the fan vote because there's not a single Twin in the top 10 at any position.
No, he won't get the fan vote. But
Royce hasn't played enough games to get in.
Yeah. But
Correa is their best player by a mile in terms of resume.
But the shortstops in the AL are also loaded. Like, there's a lot of good AL shortstops right now.
Yeah. But if the Twins are going to have a rep, I think you've got to take Carlos. And then Jax perhaps as well. You know what, though? In 2024, the All-Star game, this whole thing of, it's got to be this guy, it's got to be... This is the exact situation, I think, where a guy like Royce now should go. He's an incredibly exciting player. Like in my day, in the 70s, okay, yeah, that didn't happen, right? But like this whole thing about, he hasn't played enough games, and
I agree.
It's fun. It's an all-star game now. Make it, you know what? Would you prefer to watch some slappy from the Rockies? Like, that's the thing about Ron Coomer, God bless him, great guy, but he's, the Twins have to have a rep. Mark Redmond from the Royals has to go. Bleep that and take a guy like Royce that fans love to watch.
So is the logic there, because baseball is such a regional sport, that you want at least a reason for every team's fan base to watch the All-Star game to see if they're,
It was like that. That's why they do it, but I think that's flawed now. I think people want to see star power.
Yeah. That's why I never had a problem. Sometimes toward the end of guys' career, like Derek Jeter kept making All-Star games. Like, how can you put Derek Jeter on? He's Derek Jeter, man. He's like he's one of the 5 most popular players in the current era, before he retired. So what we're going to take him off so that you can put like a shortstop that's having a hot first half of the season that you've never heard of. And I'm with you, man. Royce Lewis should be a household name. Put him on that platform.
Paul Skeens has to go. Like the Pirates, like there will be complaints about, he hasn't pitched enough or blah. He didn't start the season. I don't care. That dude generates buzz.
Yep. Throw
Great
him out
stash,
there.
too.
Great stash.
Write this
Oh,
down.
magnificent stash.
Okay, write this down. Since we're on the Twins prediction train here, the Twins will catch the Guardians in the standings by August 1st. I'm going to say by August 1st. So they're, what are they now? 5? They just are 4.5.
4.5.
Because the Guardians lost last night. The Twins passed the Royals in the standings because the Royals lost 2. Yeah, the Guardians, funny. You're
Guards.
probably not going to hit 600 with runners in scoring position all year. With your random ass collection of 26 players, probably coming back to earth at some point, and they have. Not fully, but they've come back.
Those wind tunnels, man. It's legit. Got those wind tunnels.
I think they've been shook ever since you highlighted that TikTok post.
Write this down.
They're shook. Okay, back to Lucas here for your second prediction.
All right, so here's my Timberwolves prediction. It is about the players in the upcoming season. So this will be not like up to the trade deadline, but for like the game 1 of the next NBA season. So I think the Timberwolves will not trade Cat, so keep Cat. They will keep Monte Morris, so they'll retain Monte Morris, and they will lose to free agency Kyle Anderson.
Okay, and this is between now and the start of the season?
Yep.
Okay.
I know maybe Cat, like something happens again, he gets traded, but start of the season, Cat will be there. And Monte Morris.
Okay.
Write this down.
Judd, back to you.
The aforementioned Carlos Correa will finish in the top 5 in AL MVP voting.
Oh, my.
He's going to finish in the top 5.
The last odds I saw were from like 3 or 4 days ago, and he was not among the 10 most likely, but he's also
He's gone.
every day he climbs another rung.
Exactly. I don't think he wins it, but if he continues at a semblance of this pace and his defense, he's going to be pointed to as a primary. If this team is in the playoffs, which I think that they will be, but if they win the division, I think he's a top 5 guy.
And here's a dumb question. So is it the Baseball Writers Association that they vote on MVPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And with an influx of younger, more analytically minded journalists that have jumped into the pool, I think we just lost Lucas there.
Sorry.
There we go. He's back.
Stop.
I think there's like a shortstop that puts up big offensive numbers is going to have a higher wins above replacement.
Yep, exactly.
And so if he puts up a big WAR number, even more likely that he would be
Write this down.
getting votes. Okay, back to Declan here.
Second prediction, make another Twins one here too, with Pablo Lopez struggling here a little bit. I caught up with Pablo too afterwards, after the start. We can probably talk a little bit more about that on the Twins show today or maybe on Friday's episode. But write this down. David Festa will be recalled. Will make a start with the Twins between now and the All-Star break.
Oh,
I think we're going to see David Festa soon. I don't know how much longer they can trot out a guy with an ERA north of 6, even with good peripherals.
Okay.
it's interesting because is his command and control ready for the major leagues? He seems like the type
he
of guy
strikes out a ton, but yeah, I mean, he racks up high pitch counts. Maybe they just give Pablo a breather. Like, I think he probably has good stuff, but I don't know how deep he can go into games. Yeah, with his control issues, but I think we're gonna see Festa.
Okay.
At some point.
Write this down.
Okay, write this down. So Lucas made this prediction. I'm going to stick to it though. The Cat will not be traded this summer. I don't think Cat is going to be traded. We'll do more of a discussion on this on Flagrant Howls today, but Doogie is reporting as of right now, there's been no steam at all whatsoever. We're sitting here a week before the draft.
Yep.
We're less than 2 weeks away from free agency. By now, there's been like 3 weeks for there to be some steam, some rumors, some chatter, and there's been nothing. So unless Tim Connolly is playing this really close to the vest, and he's planning to make a move, but hasn't actually started making the phone calls yet. Because once you start making the phone calls and the text messages, it starts to leak out a little bit. Like someone will catch wind that the Wolves are open to exploring trade options. None of that has come out yet. So it feels like whatever they do to tweak this roster, it's not, as of right now, it's not going to be a Cat trade. So I'm going to say, yeah, he is not going to get traded this summer. So between now and the first game of the season.
Write this down.
Okay, and Lucas, your third and final prediction, sir.
Yep. So on this one I've been kind of going back and forth because really excited about JJ McCarthy. Went to IU, so Big Ten, so I think I got to see him at least my senior year come and destroy us at Indiana. And he seems like a great kid, great prospect. But I'm starting to really like Sam Darnold, just from what I'm hearing from Judd's camp notes, just from what I'm seeing chatter on social media. And I'm really starting to believe that he could have, one of those career-altering years where he gets paid next year by having a really good season. So my last write this down. JJ McCarthy will not play a single start, will not start a single game this season. I was gonna say snap it up. Maybe he comes in with up by a bunch. So he will not start a single game this season.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy. So he'll start 2025, and we'll go from there. This year is Sam Darnold's year.
That unless the reason why he doesn't start a game is because he's just unprepared and garbage, like that would be a red flag. But if it's Sam Darnold's playing pretty well, the Vikings are actually winning more games than people think, and they can just let JJ sit, that would be a great case scenario.
Yeah, it means that we are hopefully doing really well, or Sam Darnold is clicking. Let JJ McCarthy learn from him, and then go from there. So
you went to Indiana. You went to IU. You said, right?
Yep.
So are you a Michael Penix fan then? Because he had a couple nice.
I was there he was there for 3 of my 4 years, except he only played for 1.5 because he had a lot of injuries. I liked him my sophomore season, which was the COVID season. We went 7-1 or 6-1 in Big Ten play, and we only lost to Ohio State, led by CJ Stroud, I think, by only 1 touchdown. So I really liked him, but his injury problems and his age. I think actually when we did Vent Line, a few weeks ago, I said that I liked Penix as a prospect, but it's just his age and his knees that kind of scare me. Especially with the Vikings offensive line having always some gaps in between, with terms of talent and things. So I think he'll be okay for the Falcons, but I was pretty confused by the draft pick. I laughed at that when it happened.
I think the arm is really good.
Yeah.
But like you said, the health scares teams. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Kirk can show him how to have a long, healthy career. Maybe he can mentor and put his arm around Michael Penix.
Kirk's going to be in his ear all the time trying to help him replace Kirk.
Come on in on Tuesday. I'll show you the ice bath. I'll show you.
He comes in. Kirk.
Where's Kirk? Oh.
Kirk's not here.
He'll be in tomorrow. So, Lucas, great stuff, man. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Score North, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped you get to this moment?
Yep. A couple thank yous and then a question for you guys at the end.
Yeah.
So, want to thank my parents. They made the decision to want a better life for me and my brother and sister. So, we moved, and when I was a baby from Brazil, came to the United States. Have loved the Midwest. Lived in Minnesota, Indiana, my 2 favorite states. Midwest in its core. Also, thank my brother who was one that put me on you guys. I think it was right around when the season or 2 ago when remember the Viking the Kirk Cousins documentary was starting to release teaser clips, and he's like, hey, one of the people I watched, Judd, is on this teaser clip talking about the Eagles game, and I was like, wait, who's Judd? So I started watching you guys, and I watch you guys now almost daily. So thank you, to him, and thank you to you guys. And my final outgoing question. So I believe I may have unintentionally jinxed the Vikings a few years ago. Personal jinx. So in the Minneapolis Miracle game, my first playoff game when I'm fully, conscious and can fully remember, because obviously the Blair Walsh game I knew of. I was early in high school, but it's still foggy. The Miracle game I remember almost every play.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game when it was time's running out, I said please, we'll literally do anything if Case Keenum can pull this off. I'll buy a jersey even if needed. And it happened. And I didn't have any money, didn't buy a jersey. So now I want to ask you guys, should I buy a Case Keenum jersey the next time we're in the playoffs, before this upcoming season? Should I wait for the opportune moment when we're back to maybe an NFC Championship game, hopefully?
I think I feel like you need to buy it ASAP. You committed to buying a jersey, problem. And then you delayed it, and now the Vikings have kind of gone off the tracks here. They had a regime. I mean, Mike Zimmer doesn't know that you are the reason why he ultimately got fired.
Super Bowl if you had just bought the damn jersey.
Yeah.
I'll buy before the season. That'll be my promise. Before the first game of the season, I will have a Case Keenum jersey.
The good news is Case Keenum jerseys should be less expensive now than they were when you were originally planning to buy.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, great stuff. Great story. Lucas, nice job with your predictions, and we'll see you again sometime.
Thank you.
There he is, our guest listener predictor, Lucas, here on the OG edition of Write That Down. Let's shout out our friends at Nicolai Law before we make our final trip around the room here, the exclusive personal injury law firm of Score North Podcast. Nicolai Law knows that when you or a loved one gets injured, ordinary life can come to a stop. Things can get complicated. And during that time, insurance companies are trying to pressure you. But that's where Nicolai Law comes in. They are normal folks ingrained in the Twin Cities communities that you live in as a listener, and they are here to help you get the compensation and peace of mind you deserve after an accident. So if you've been hurt, get Minnesota's local award-winning injury lawyers, NicolaiLaw.com, or give them a call at 1-855-NICOLAI. And speaking of the Twins, we made some Twins predictions here. So the longest homestand ever continues here for a couple more days, and then there'll be more home games as we go forward, hopefully with less rain involved. 612 Saturdays are a thing at Target Field this season. $6 beers, $1 snacks, $2 food. Also, Sundays are kids' days at the ballpark where you can enjoy Bullseye's Backyard, interactive games, face painting, etc. For anything Twins ticket related, go to twins.com/tickets. Twins.com/tickets.
Write this down.
All right. Judd's third and final prediction.
My third and final prediction from the world of hockey, which at some point in time here, the offseason will begin, just not quite yet because the Oilers came back and beat the Panthers last night. So we're going to a game 6. So, but my final prediction is this: Mitch Marner of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who right now does have a no trade clause, but is not able to stomach what the criticism he gets, will be traded to the Utah Hockey Club. So Mitch Marner this summer will be traded from Toronto to the Utah Hockey Club.
And we don't know what the name is of the Utah Hockey Club.
They're not going to have one for a year.
Please don't be a hockey club.
It's genius.
It's just the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah, I think they're going with that.
What's their logo going to look like?
That's the thing. They're not going to have one. It's going to say Utah. They're going to. This is genius because they're going to.
What colors are they
on jersey? The one I saw was just a white. I mean, it. You know.
I thought the Blizzard or the Mammoth. They're
talking about the Yeti.
The Yeti.
I
like
the
Yeti.
Yeti's going to win, but they're not
Yeti.
going to do it for a year.
Wow.
Because here's what they can do. They can sell merchandise that says Utah or Utah Hockey Club, and then come back in a year from now and be the Yeti and sell that merchandise. This is all a merchandise thing. It's like, you know, the City Connects. Why do those exist? Because they sell merchandise.
I saw a great nugget. Someone put out just a list of Stanley Cup winners going back like however many decades. And it's basically all Canadian champions for years and years and years and years and decades. It's Oilers and go all the way back. And then Gary Bettman takes over as commissioner in like 1993 or 4.
Yep.
0 Canadian teams have won a Stanley Cup championship.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Do you think there's a conspiracy, a Bettman conspiracy to put his thumb on the Canucks? He's going to come in with a steel chair and make sure that the Oilers don't complete this historic comeback.
I like to blame Gary for a lot, but I don't think that's it. I don't think it's Gary. Look, I'm not a fan, but I don't think that's him. But this Utah thing, man, they are going to move product, and they're going to spend to the cap now, which the Coyotes never did.
Yeah,
Coyotes were cheap.
All right, over to the Dexter.
Write this down.
I'll write this down. Let's put this also into existence. Morgan Wallen will throw out a first pitch at a Twins game between now and the end of the weekend. I'll just say that. He's playing on Thursday and Friday in Minneapolis. Twins have a day game on Thursday. They have a night game on Friday. I think it's probably more likely tomorrow than it would be Fridays just because of the timing of the concert, but you never know. Never know, though. Like, he probably won't actually take the stage on Friday till, like, well after 8 p.m. Okay. So, 8:30 or 9. So he could get over there quick. But I think we'll see Morgan Wallen throw out a first. And he played baseball. Morgan Wallen played baseball before he, like, dabbled into country music. So
that is a baseball name, Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
I could see him.
It's a pitcher's name, right?
He's not my favorite country artist. I mean, he's got some hits. He's kind of a dingus, but
Whoa. Why?
he's gotten in trouble for using words and also throwing chairs off roofs.
Oh,
and
that's right. That's right. He's the guy that
Yeah.
launched the chair of in Manhattan, right?
Nashville.
Or
I
Nashville?
believe. Yeah, I think it was Nashville.
No, that the chairs launching Manhattan thing was
That's
like
another.
yesterday.
That's another
That's
guy.
a
That's
different one.
Sal
That guy
in New
launched
York.
a
You know,
brick
that's yeah.
off a
But
skyscraper.
but did you see the video? That was
Yeah,
like
Yes.
I was watching.
that was happening this week, right? Someone threw a computer chair out
Yep.
a high-rise building,
And then threw a bunch of boards
Yeah.
and then a brick.
yeah, that was well, that happened in
Be
Home
terrifying.
Alone 2 as well.
I'm
It was
out.
Macaulay Culkin.
I'm out on
going-
track. I'm out.
Write this down.
This is why I stay home.
Okay, I have I'm going to go NBA free agency parlay here. NBA free agency parlay. We're going to say Paul George to the Sixers, DeMar DeRozan to the Clippers. So he's basically taking Paul George's spot. And I'll say LeBron James back to the Lakers as part of the parlay. So back, there's been some steam about a couple other teams here and there, but I'll say he goes back to the Lakers. So PG-13 to the Sixers, DeRozan from the Bulls to the Clippers, and LeBron stays with the Lakers. It's my 3-item
Okay.
NBA free
Write
agency
it down.
parlay.
You like writing things down.
And that's a wrap on the OG edition of Write That Down. Every single Wednesday, we put statistics up showing you how wrong we are every time we open our mouths on these shows. Thank you for still watching and listening to us. We are Mackey and Judd. We'll see you next time.